What's up everybody, CHM Carnivores here, back with another video, and today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. It is the end of June, we're getting close to the end of June, and so it is time to do one of the part 3s of the Carnivorous plant tour, but I thought I'd do something a little bit different today, and instead of going through every single plant, I want to touch on some of the big happenings that have been occurring here in the grow tent, show you some of the new growth, some of the new exciting things, and some new additions, so stick around. What's up everybody? As I said in the intro, I want to really just kind of go over the things that have been happening that are new in the grow tent, not necessarily show every single plant, but there has been a lot of really exciting things. You can tell the plants are starting to settle in, and so I want to show those things off to you and talk through those things and kind of give you an idea how fast they've grown if you've been following the videos. And then I also want to talk about some of the new additions that I've got that I'm super excited about. So let's start off there with the new addition. So this one right here, it does not look like much. It does have a new growth on it, new growth point, and it does have a little tiny picture. I'm super excited about this. While it doesn't look like much now, this is a Nepenthes truncata giant by Bongzo by Mariliana. And so if you know those parents, you'll know this is going to be really big pictures. They're very dark in color and just going to be overall a gorgeous plant. So humble beginnings here, but I'm very excited to see it grow. Now the next thing is I owe one of you all a very special thanks. It was called out to me that this needed to be in more of a shady environment, and that's exactly what I did, and it's doing just well, or doing fantastic rather. This is Sibionensis by Mariliana, and I treated it for fungus a while ago, put it in this new pot, gave it a shadier spot, and it has absolutely flourished there. So I am super thankful for you all, as always, and super excited to see how this will go. We have the big truncata titan growing a new picture here already, and then also, a new leaf, and then it also has a new picture growing here. Very excited about that, and we will keep an eye on that. It seems to be coming into its own and doing just fine there. This was a big one, and I didn't realize this cross was as rare as it is, but this is truncata or spatulata by truncata titan. So an enormous truncata out of predatory plants and put in with a spatulata, and you see here it's got a brand new picture that is growing, but then the real showstopper is this gorgeous picture that it just put out. And I mean, these things are beautiful when they come out. They come out this very bright green with almost like a tapioca interior, and that picture, that peristome rather, will turn all the way to a deep red while the picture body stays relatively green. So just a really cool transformative picture throughout its life cycle, and it will get big. It's starting to put on size, and I'm super excited about that. And I'd be remiss if I did not talk about the big JB Giant by Patian. This thing has done very well. As you can see, this new leaf jump is enormous. I can't wait to see the picture on that one. And then also, it is already putting out a new leaf. So if you've been following my videos for a while, you've seen this thing has doubled in size in a relatively short period of time. And hopefully that will go just to show how quickly truncata will grow. Again, not as quick as some other plants, but definitely they grow a lot faster than they get credit for. Here is my JB by truncata C, putting on a nice big beautiful leaf, and then also it's got a new growth point as well. It's almost time for an up pot on that thing, so we will be keeping an eye on that. And if you've been following along, you can see that these spatulata by Rob Cantley eye babies are getting humongous. I would give it a few more months, and then I might try to tease them apart. I'm in no hurry though. They got plenty of pot space to be able to do their things and grow. But the pictures on here will be just epic. I mean, if you've ever seen them online, they get, gosh, I don't even know, well over a foot tall, maybe even close to pushing a foot and a half, and they get like really stout. This one right here is this is from Todd's Tropicals, Ventricosa by Bongzo by Mariliana. Still has not produced any pictures for me, but I'm not too upset about that. Here is its basil that it's put out since I've owned it. Really blurry. And then if I pull this back, there's actually another basil that is growing as well. So I'm okay with it as long as it's basiling like that. We'll just let it ride and see how it goes from there. This one right here has been a long-suffering plant of mine, but I love it. Spectabular by Platykyla, starting to put out a good-sized basil now, and then the pictures are starting to look beautiful, like its parent, or excuse me, like the main picture, or vine. So I'm super excited about that. Here's another one that's been a long-suffering plant of mine. This is, oh gosh, Denson Flora by Rob Cantley. And as you can see, it is working on a nice basil as well. I really put these things at a steep angle because I really wanted them to grow basils, given the main vine is just looking terrible. And so that's exactly what they did. So I'm very excited about that. My back here is my big Briggsana that is in desperate need of love. As you can see here, these leaves folding in, that is a clear sign that the media is getting too dry, and it sure is. So I'll give that a nice dousing. But whenever your leaves starts curling inward like that, that is a good sign that your plant is not getting enough water. So I will definitely be giving that some liquid here when we get done with the video. This one has absolutely done amazing. Gosh, I'm trying to remember all the names now. This is Stillest Hours. So it's Hamakua, which is a Leilani, I'm not even in frame, there you go. It's a Hamakua, which is a Leilani hybrid with a truncata giant. It puts out enormous lime green pictures that fade to a yellow. Here's a really old one. They last forever. This one I got with it. It is not in the greatest shape, but slow start, but it's starting to pick up. I'm excited about that. Now, if you'll remember this one, this has had a storied past with me. I broke the growth tip off on this. The exciting thing is I made a couple of videos about that. Remember I told you I had 3 new growth points on it? And there they are. 1, 2, 3. So this thing is going to become a bush very quickly, and it does produce absolutely enormous pictures. And this is the one I told you that will produce pictures inside your home as well. This is a Lotta by Caesar, which is Merliana by Truncata. So we will keep an eye on this, and I'll make a future video as these things start to develop. Now for the big ones, big ones. This is a Caesar, again Merliana by Truncata. This one came from Todd's Tropicals, and then this one is a intermediate pitcher. And now a good indication of that for those who are not familiar. See how this pitcher, the tendril on it is completely straight. Look how this one, if I can get the camera in here, there you go. See that tendril starting to curl? That is a classic sign of an intermediate to upper pitcher. That means that plant is saying, okay, time to start latching on to things. So it's going to start producing those tendrils, and it's going to start creating its pitchers for that aerial prey. So in the wild, it would be looking for things to grab a hold of, and so that's how it's a clear sign that is occurring. Now here's the real story. Look at this thing. This is my Brutus, which is the reverse of this. This is Truncata Giant by Caesar, and it is absolutely put on an enormous leaf jump. I mean, this thing is huge, and so I'm going to have to find a new location in the grow tent here in the next few months for this. I can tell already, but I'm super excited about it. I got this one from Carnivorous, and the root system was humongous. It was so long. They must have had this cutting in their care for quite some time. It was easily all the way down to the bottom of this pot. I had to curl it around, so that's interesting. And so these are the pictures it puts out. This is the newest one. Beautiful pictures. This is an absolute baby compared to what they will get. They'll get easily 10 times the size, if not more. So I'm very excited about that. We have got our Marpesa by Truncata Giant doing very well. It put out its newest picture, and this gorgeous little Maxima looking picture here. Super excited about seeing that one grow out. It's done very well since I sprayed it for thrip, and it has continued to put out size consistently. So I'm very excited about that. What else can I show you? The Rob Cantley. This is a struggle and a half. I've had this plant for a while, and it has never looked worse. It is still thriving. Well, not thriving. It is still alive and still going. This newest leaf, I keep treating it for fungus, and this newest leaf looks promising. I'm super excited about that. I'm finding that the key to Rob Cantley is ensuring that the media stays a certain like consistent moisture. I will tell you, this is too dry for it, so I need to get some water on that here ASAP. Moving over to the wall, my Clipiata, Marpesa by Clipiata, put out a new big leaf. Super excited about that. As you've seen in other videos, I love this cross, and so I'm excited to see this thing grow out. The Hiroshima clone, Truncata Giant Hiroshima, so slow growing. Here's another good indicator that this thing dried out. See how this picture opened up here irregularly? You could tell it wasn't done growing. That is because it got too dry in here, and so that picture opened up prematurely. So that's another telltale sign that things are getting too dry in your grow tent or in your house or wherever it might be, and so I do need to look at getting that fixed. And wow, look at this one. Look at this. Holy cow. So this is that Splendiana by Truncata Giant, and just absolutely look at that picture. Wow, beautiful. We'll continue to look here. So this is another Truncata Giant. This is JB. So this is by Patient Red, JB by Patient Red, which is the smaller version of this guy right here. So it will eventually get that size, and so I'm excited about that. The newest picture has a really weird peristome on that. Don't know really what's going on there. I've not yet seen that before, so I will need to keep an eye on that. So let's see what else we've got here growing. So this is really exciting. This is my Sibianensis by Rob Cantley. You remember it had some issues with some mold issues, so I treated that. The newest basil on it is actually starting to picture, which is super exciting. And then this one right here, which is just an absolute mess, is the excuse me, it's SP1. There you go. And so this SP1 has never done well for me. SP1 is a yet unnamed Sumatran clone, and I've been waiting for it to produce basil. It has never done well for me. I've almost lost it at one point, but now I lifted up this leaf the other day, and under this dead leaf, it's got a brand new basil. So a new lease on life on that. I'm super excited about that. This one is Truncata Giant by Biok, and so it is holding on to its pictures just nice. It's got a brand new leaf that looks very promising, and I'm excited to see that. As you'll remember, these are my two siblings. This is the Veitchii lowland large with oh gosh, there's so many going on right now, with Sumatrana by Platykyla. And so both of these are very similar, but they look incredibly different. So I'm excited to see how these things grow out. Look at that. You can definitely see the Sumatrana in there for sure on that. All right, and then last but not least, I think I'll end the video here because it is getting quite lengthy. You have the Maxima wavy leaf. He put out a nice, beautiful purple leaf here. Absolutely gorgeous. And then here we have the beautiful trumpet shaped of the Maxima. And this picture will stay lime green through the life of the plant. And so it is very neat to see. Alrighty, y'all, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I just wanted to touch on some of the plants. Oh, goodness, I almost forgot. Last thing, as you'll see here, I have got 7 new seeds growing here. I made a video about how to plant those and get those going. Cannot make a video without showing those. I am super excited about that. They've been going now for a few days. It will be quite some time before they actually do anything, but we will keep an eye on that. And then I also have another at least 8, I believe, coming, seed packs coming here soon from Carnivorous. I'm gonna have to find a place to plant them, and then we'll continue to watch this grow. I'll make a video on that as well. We will follow along on this journey. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this recap on what the things that are happening on in this grow tent. That's exciting. I'm gonna go get some water because these plants are in desperate need of it. I hope that you have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend, and I will see you soon.